All right, this is a unexpected attempt at doing the normal from a non-conventional place. And I've mentioned the events that have happened this week that have caused the circumstances to be a little bit different than they usually are. Um, Long story short, I am very good at predicting how bad things can be and the lack of support I can get in the most of these endeavors has been very much a symptom of what is going on. And I know I'm talking in like a general kind of terms. I'm basically saying that when I spoke on Tuesday, not Tuesday, on Wednesday about the events that had unfolded, I basically said to myself off camera, I was like, you know what? These people are not going to perform in any way that's different from how they've been in the past. You have people like Be Still or Ruben or someone like that who will, donate, for example. But most of them are going to act in the same kind of manner that we're not surprised by, and that's exactly what happened. But again, because I'm not stupid, I didn't burn down any bridges when I left from over there. I said, you know what, I'm departing from here in a respectful way, and I did that. And because I did that, I can come back over there uh, as soon as I want. And this week was pretty much just an experiment. I was trying to see if these places were trying to employ someone. They're not. I was also trying to see if any of these room for rents were available. And I gotta say, I went on Craigslist and I saw like the amount of horny dudes on there looking for a chick to be their little live-in whore was really comedic. I almost want to because I do my policy is I don't try to make it so obvious when I make fun of a lot of the online behaviors of people to where you can find who they are because I don't like someone being messed with just because I thought what they did was dumb. But there was one person, for example, was like, "You can spend 200 a month and come live with me," and I was I see this, I'm excited for a brief moment, and I say to myself, "Wait a second, that sounds a little too good to be true. That sounds like someone who you might not have to pay that much." In terms of coins, but you're definitely gonna have to pay something else, some booty, if you're a chick. So I click on it, and this guy's like, "I am a man in his 30s, and you are preferably a woman who is." Oh, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." I just clicked off that so quickly. And there were about maybe two or three more people like that. There was some guy who was trying to share a room with someone and was like, "Oh, send me your Instagram or a picture of you." And I was like, that dude is trying to get some old broke broad to show up at his place and offer some booty in exchange for living up in his little crib. I don't even like roommates. I think that whole concept is dumb. Like one person has their own room, that's perfect, but roommates is ridiculous. Again, that's just my preference because I don't like the idea of because someone else woke up and decided to do something. No, Envoy, go watch the stream for Wednesday. I'm done explaining this. Not even gonna bother to try to explain anymore. I mean, I've had such a chaotic, bizarre, weird day. I don't even want to bother with giving any more exposition. Like this isn't some cartoon where I gotta tell you, previously on the last episode or last week. Like between that voice actor thing and then again this crazy broad who is very close to getting the video made about her. It's just I'm good. I don't need these people. But yeah, the experiment worked. I know you asked. I'm answering. It's not. It is a temporary place. I was hoping, in my heart of hearts, that we could possibly see, I don't know, some people who were willing to donate to this effort of mine. And I was doing a little applying thing and looking for places to, we call it rooms for rent. and it was pretty much a standstill. That's why I said that a lot of this stuff is just stagnation. And unfortunately, because I'm the one person who's trying to make anything be different, I get blamed for people, keeping stuff the way it is. I mean, if when you hear this story that I'm possibly going to do this week about this person, it's like, how do you come up to someone, right? And you say, "I want to speak to you. I find you so exciting, so entertaining, all that good stuff." And then in the span of a month, you have 2 periods where you just stop speaking to that person for like a whole week. How you doing, Ruben? And then you come back and you're apologizing, and then a week later you're writing a Dear John letter telling them that you're not interested anymore. And then after scheduling to speak with them, within minutes of scheduling that, you send them some crazy message that has almost nothing to do with them. And then you delete it like the person couldn't just screenshot it. So, that person, they're close to getting their treatment. Depending on how they continue to act, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Ruben, I'm gonna go back to the place I was at before. I appreciate the efforts that you were willing to make, but there's just not enough support for what I'm trying to do here. Thank God I can think ahead, because if I was really trying to do the whole screw this, I'm out of here thing, I would have said all kinds of regretful stuff, but I didn't, and we can go back to the status quo. So that worked out pretty well, in my opinion. Also, I have an upload on the UK election, which I'll probably put up tomorrow. I've got an upload on what else happened? There's some other event. I think that's pretty much it out of all the stuff to speak about. But there are a couple of news stories I'll try. I was really upset because the Wi-Fi over here isn't that good on the computer, so I would record stuff. Like I did the jank video this morning, and I mean, that thing sat on one tab for like 3 hours, and it wouldn't upload, and I had to go somewhere else to upload it. So stuff like that's annoying, but it is what it is. Anyways, I know Envoy is upset with me now. He's gonna go and disappear and withdraw from ever watching my stuff again. And then I'm gonna be sitting up here with doing like a tribute stream where I'm gonna be like, I will remember you. Hey, one person just left when I sang that. That's probably Envoy. He doesn't want to hear me give him a tribute. Yeah, Ruben, I'd like to apologize for the Corbin documentary being delayed. Again, the internet here has been very terrible on the computer. If I'm able to get back to and I appreciate appreciate that. If I'm able to get back to the plate, because they're not finished doing their little remodeling thing. If I'm able to get back over there by, let's say, I don't know, Monday, I can probably finish it in about a week. Once I, splice up all the clips and add my commentary and all the usual jazz. Again, depending on if they actually do it or not. Who just came? Let me see, where'd he go? Amon said hello. I'm gonna wave at him. Make him feel all special and warm inside. give him a little greeting. Yeah, people are really weird online. They do things I don't understand. They show up they sign up for projects. You treat them nice. You give them all these extensions. Then they stab you in the back like that VA did. That really did surprise me. That's why I got so pissed off this morning. I didn't curse them out or anything, because a lot of these people just are not worth my anger in the classical sense of yelling at them or trying to send them some angry message. But if I put up, and I might do this, put up the screenshots of the stuff that was written to me by them, what I wrote to them, you would think that something in like they turned into another person. It was insane. And the reason I'm harping on it so much is because I sat there for months trying to um, do this project with all the other stuff, and I didn't make them do like a whole bunch of parts in advance because I didn't want them to feel overwhelmed recording so much for something that wasn't even out yet. And then they do this. Let me read Ruben's comment. Where'd it go? The UK election was a giant disaster, and everyone is giving multiple conflicting responses for why it turned out that way. Yeah, in the upload I'm doing, I was talking about how it's more so having to do with Labour not having a consistent position on Brexit than, like, oh my God, they're too left wing, because that's the angle that Biden was going with. He wants to, of course, he's trying to do that to mess with Sanders. He's like, oh, see, your boy Corbyn, it didn't work out for him. So, I described it. It's like a 10-minute upload. I'll put it up again probably tomorrow or Monday. It just feels so weird to record stuff on the phone again. I was so used to just put the computer here, put on my little stud glasses, the little red ones, and then speak on whatever the topic is. And unfortunately, that's not the case here. So that was pretty sucky. Oh man, what a hell of a week. I think this is the first week since November, or October rather, that I didn't get to do like a whole episode of the show. Because I was just like 2 days out of this week, I had to go back over to that place and watch these people put this stuff on the floor. And I mean, it was from 7 in the morning to 7 at night with these individuals on yesterday, and then on Wednesday I was over there again. Hello from Germany. Who's this? I didn't even know anyone from Germany knew who I was. Except for Merkel. She saw my anti-Merkel installments, and she decided to ban me from coming over there. But let's see, both establishment Labour and all of the UK right-wing groups are also pushing there. The Labour was too far left. Yeah, I don't know if you watched The Hill or like Rising. There's actually a segment by Cigar where he's talking about how Corbynism is a lesson for the left in the U.S. And then if you go and watch it, there's like, because usually they have about thousands of likes and maybe about 10, 20 dislikes. It was 800 likes and I think 666 Mark of the Beast dislikes. Basically, it's almost half and half at this point. That's how you know they screwed up. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. It's always funny to watch those big left-wing channels when they have the downvotes, because they said something that pissed off all their supporters. Like, I remember Pacman had a video where he was talking about Omar and anti-Semitism, and the way he made it sound was that he didn't really, like, he kind of believed that she was, so people just doing that, and in the comment section, like, you know what you're talking about. The right wing is equating the SJW crap from establishment Labour to what? What does Corbyn have to do with that? Oh, they're so weird. Yeah, I don't understand the point of relevance of him and that manner of, I guess, ideology, but whatever. Anything that's left wing, you get stuck with if you're on the left. Like all those people that I've seen call Pelosi a communist, and then she's like a big opponent of like everything Sanders wants to do, who they call a communist as well. I'm like, so how are they both communists if they disagree on all this stuff? I don't understand. So can someone educate me on this? Because I thought the whole point of having that label is because you agree with the same ideas, and apparently not. All these terms like SJW are just used for the sake of it now. It's dumb. Well, you're lucky we can't change the names of our mods. I would call you AJW Envoy. So you would be a Justice Warrior Envoy. I can just picture it. It's like some big jet that's going around hugging trees and trying to make people, eat green or something. I forgot to put the hashtag for was it Jan 2020 in the other upload. So I already risked like 30 views right there. It did really well compared to everything else. No, I didn't flip out on you. I was just I have to like when you stream or do uploads, people will ask you the same thing over and over again. Like I remember there was this one. It's like two or three different people asked me how tall I was. Oh, I actually did get accused of being gay again today. I'll probably do an upload about that as well. Again, I've never seen. It's like you just heard me say I'm so tired. People ask me that question and you ask it again. Let me get my license. Let me see if I can use that to. I thought you got no. Envoy. I left, and I said when I left I was going to look for a room for rent and some steady income. I have applied multiple places. No response. I mean, one of these places I applied to like 9 or 10 different locations, didn't hear anything back. And I've also gone on what was it? There was one place on Zumper, that little website where they have the little rooms and whatnot, and they were like, these rooms are for students, recent grads, and professionals. If you're one of these, then you might be able to stay here. And I'm like, well, how about recent former students? I didn't say that to them, but I was like, all right, well, I know that's not an option. Funny enough, they didn't put that on the website. Wonder why. Then you go on Craigslist, it's a bunch of horny dudes trying to get some broad to sit up in their house and be a live-in whore. You can stay here for 200. I just need to see your picture. Oh, go to hell. But no, I didn't get kicked out. I left voluntarily, and this was a social experiment where I was trying to see if I could do these two things together. It looks like that's not the case. So I'm still able to go back there if I want, which I will, because again, there's just not enough support coming from people to be able to do this stuff. And I don't mean internet people, because I could have 3,000 patrons and still, like not want to go through with this because it's not stable enough for me to just say, okay, well, I'm good. This will now assist me forever, So. That's the reason why I'm in the separate place that I am. It was an experiment, didn't work. We get to go back, and that's why I didn't tell any of those people. Even though they did something that really pissed me off, I held my tongue. Are you leaving? Oh, it was with family. No. Here it's just me alone. That's why I'm able to speak whatever volume I don't have to worry about someone banging on my door. It's, for the most part, it's pretty ideal, but. Again, it's a temporary arrangement because this is a motel. It's not a house. That's why I said I looked for a room for rent. And between the horny dudes and the housing that was for recent grads and students, nothing came up. So that's that. But like I said, the voice actor thing's been annoying. Because I was nice to that person. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Maybe they hit their head, changed their personality. I know was with. No, I didn't invite anybody over here. This is the little temporary arrangement for a week. Let's see. Let me answer Ruben's question. I'm 6'2". I've got this drink holding this camera up. So now Ruben's press conference has ended. That was the question Ms. Dinah answered. Are you going to tell me about your recent and you being accused. No, no, I was making negative comments about the this chick that had a kid she can't afford, and I was saying I'm consistent. So I thought this person was stupid before they had the kid, and they're even dumber after having it, or they're still dumb to me after doing that. And they were like, they asked that because, again, if you're not seen with any broads, you are automatically homosexual. You know, I used to think you had to like make out with dudes or put your hands on them or something, but apparently not. You know, the same usual smear. It was just kind of annoying a little bit because it was the same person who had asked it before, like a year ago. I'm like, you know, people don't just wake up one day and turn into another sexuality. Like no dude is gonna get turned down. I don't remember the last time I was accused. Well, good, but no dude's gonna wake up after getting turned down by like 200 chicks and be like, I am now suddenly homosexual. Like, it doesn't work like that. But again, that's how weird people are and how much they don't think about the stuff they say. I've never once seen any of these broads get accused of being. I even had one of them who I knew that had some chick that was staying at her house, like, and they were the chick was gay, and they were sleeping in the same room. I said to myself, if I did that with any man, I would be accused of being homosexual in like 5 seconds. It wouldn't even. That's why I said there's a double standard, but people, you know, they don't want to hear it. They want to like, you know, keep their hands over their ears. So that's that. Okay, that's true. That's kind of weird. Yeah, hey, people, they're just looking for any reason to justify something. So if they can justify it by saying, "Oh, this person must be this because you haven't seen them with anyone," it can't be that the chicks just don't find him attractive, so that's why he's not with someone. No, it's got to be something else. Yeah. No reasoning, no logic, nothing. Just more verbal diarrhea. Oh, you know, there was actually someone that came here earlier, like when I did the stream this morning. I call them the Saturday cameo where they leave like one dumb comment, and he was like, "There is a beeping noise in the background." I'm like, okay, that's coming from someone else. So you'll have to forgive me, but I can't go around this area and grab everybody by the throat and go, "Are you the one that was making that beeping noise? Turn that off. I'm trying to stream." Doesn't work like that. But, you know, again, I get blamed for stuff that other people are doing. That beeping noise. It's like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? If someone else is activating their device and making it act weird, all I can do is speak louder. I can't make them, I don't even know where it's coming from, truthfully. I just know it's around here. But they find a reason to critique anything, so that's how they roll. Ooh, it just returned. Good. I wonder if that person's gonna mention it again. They're gonna be like, "I was here earlier, and I complained, and I can see that my position has not been addressed." Oh well. Gonna have to make some dinner soon. Oh, I didn't mean to keep you away from your dinner. But yeah, that whole event this week was really chaotic. I mean, the only thing I don't like is not being able to use the internet as like on a device that is preferable to this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just goes in and out, like the restaurant. But yeah, we'll get a full expose of that broad this week probably. I don't understand the practice of you get pissed off over something. What is this? Keeping me away. I can use a mobile device. Well, I didn't know what device you were using. Step down as labor leader after the election. Oh well, who's the? Damn, let me see who the new person is. If this works. I'm still looking at that, the script for the documentary. Like, That was 5 pages of stuff I wrote out and tried to record and like have all the, damn man, you know, you get so close to finishing stuff and it just blows up in your face. It's a really unfortunate practice. Wait, I don't see any new person, leader of the opposition. Oh, to be elected. Okay, now I see it. Yeah, he's a great man. He'll probably be the politician from the UK I remember the most fondly, regardless of him never being prime minister or anything. So it's just a thing that happens. Sometimes you like a politician, they don't win. Stuff keeps going, or the cycle continues. But again, that's not going to stop me from doing the documentary. And unlike the McConnell one, I don't have to worry about stupid C-SPAN making it to where you can't download any of their clips, and except for some one website where they have it set up to where you can only get like 2 of them before you have to buy the main app or something. It's like, you guys want me to buy some technology to make a video. Envoy, not at all. I mean, I can call all these people up if I want to. So, but yeah, it's like, you want me to buy an upgraded version of some technology. Let me say a little seventh day to that's long gone. that milestone has been passed for quite some time. You want me to buy this app to put clips on a video that might not even get 100 views? It's like, I'll be right quick to do that. It's like, that's crazy as hell. You think I'm gonna waste my time with something like that? Your labor got wiped out, man. That was horrible. I want to get a copy of the, how bad is California currently? Well, our job market sucks. The sun did not shine today. I mean, when you're by yourself, whether you want to or not, a lot of times you just kind of get used to it. Yeah, those romance people love that stuff. They feed on it. I had one dude who, it was a week after I put up a public non-Patreon romance video. He was like, "When's the next one coming?" I'm like, damn, you just got one last week. Ugh. Establishment labor sabotage their own elections to keep Corbyn from winning. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it's the same thing over here where we've actually seen people who would. I said before, the Democrats would rather have Trump than Sanders. Anytime you get any kind of actual left-wing person, they're gonna screw them over. Just like with the little stupid articles about Cenk having what was it, like a ranking system of the hottest chicks or something, and they're like, "Oh my God, what a sick man! How can he treat these these women in such a degrading way?" And I'm like, Ellen does the exact same thing. I don't see you clowns going around getting mad at her for that. Hey, selective outrage. It was the same thing when they brought up the stupid blog posts. Oh my God, look at what he wrote about chicks 20 years ago. I had one dude who came over and they were like, "You don't have opposition to what Cenk said about women in 99. I was like, "Sir, in 99, I was a year old. I don't really care one way or the other. I'm going to treat it the way I treated it back then. It didn't even matter." Let me see. I don't mind listening to relationship talk, but when either side start women bashing, I turn it off. It's annoying. Well, I don't think I do, Envoy. I try to objectively speak on the nonsense of a lot of the modern stuff, that because like I'm so tired of watching people look at the guy who goes out of his, this isn't just myself, it's in general, who talks to broads that are not their first pick, their 10th pick, uh, and compromises and all the other dancing and jucking and jiving just to get with someone. And then when it doesn't work out, they get blamed and they get accused and told that, they're lacking something. And, just, I don't like the majority of the responsibility being put on the one person who's trying to make it work. Let me see, am I missing something? Did Ruben write anything else? No, it's just been seventh day taking up everyone's screen time. Some guys just straight hating women and vice versa. Again, I don't think I do that. But I have seen that before. It's just, my thing again is I leave people alone that have that mentality. They go and they can write all that stuff and talk to each other that way if they want to. I think someone left. Let me see if there was some person here who was from Germany. Where did they go? Oh, we scared them off. We started talking about socialists, and they got worried that we were going to invade them, invade their land. I'm gonna go over there with the Karl Marx like a mask. It looks like, we're gonna invade. All right, cool. I thought you'd vanished. I stand corrected. Yeah, that's a thing that happens where people will like leave a comment and they disappear. And it's crazy too because I try to respond to at least the majority of it. Depends if people are writing really quickly, and then you still get the same response that the larger commentators will get, the ones where it's like 300 people in there and they're only answering super chat crap. It's like, how could you be so cruel? I think that would be funny if someone actually posted in a super chat, they're like, you don't always have to just read us. I covered the first time. Covered me today. Oh, okay. Saw the jank video, the one about Sanders' unendorsement being a very, very not bright thing. I just mentioned that that's not the first time he's had someone who stood up for him get told to basically take the shaft. That he had I'm forgetting that guy's name, the one that did the video where he edited the Martin Luther King speech to show that you can doctor videos very easily. And he hired him for his campaign. Then when they posted some little article talking about how bad the guy was, he got the boot. So that was the point. It's like, when do you stand up for the people that back you? And that's why I brought up the Trump example. Trump doesn't fire anybody, regardless of if they get critiqued or told to leave by major media. Yeah, there we go, Matt. I think his last name is Orfila, something like that. Had this viral video. He gets hired by his hero, and then his hero doesn't stand up for him. That's leadership, ladies and gentlemen. I came across a guy who actually wants Joe Biden for president. The left is too weak. Yeah, they're a bunch of cowards, man. Like, I don't know if you saw a fantasy name. I don't know if you. Excuse me, Seventh Day. We'd like for you to focus on substance. You are trying to speak negatively, disparagingly about people's last names. We don't appreciate it here. We need you to puff up your chest and address the substance of these issues. Otherwise, we have a spot for you on the Joe Biden 2020 presidential campaign bus, where you can talk about flowers and rainbows and making the sun shining from the White House. No, but the left is weak. They had a whole segment on Dore where he was talking about how once they start apologizing, they never stop, because the same things that they were weak to a year or two ago, they can just pull up, and then they'll still apologize for it and get yanked. Corn pop. Yeah, they're gonna be at the beach or what was that, the pool or something. A very bad dude. Yeah, because all those videos, not videos, well, there are videos with the pictures of him putting his hands on people. Imagine he picks Harris for his running mate and he licks her finger like he did with his wife. And nobody even gets the reference until some like news pundit has to explain. That's his showing of unity. All the fingers will be licked. Or imagine if they have a thing at the DNC where if he's the nominee, all the people that give speeches, like when he introduces them or when they come out, they have to like run over to his booth and have him lick their finger for good luck. They can get chewed out then. Damn, this thing doesn't even put. Oh, also they have this weird thing where the charger for the, how do I explain this? So with a lot of computer chargers, you have the little two pieces that are at the top and then the one piece at the bottom. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they don't have that set up throughout the rest of the motel with the exception of the bathroom. So I have to bring it in here to get it to be charged up, which is really annoying because let's say you want to use it while you're on the bed, for example. It's like, oh well. So it's very lame. Oh, somebody wrote something. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Where did Ruben go? He just disappeared. An envoy announced his endorsement for Biden. I'm sure Biden's very appreciative of that. He's celebrating. He has envoy support. There actually was a guy who is a former classmate of mine who also is not. They're not into. I would say they're not into politics as much as I am, but they had a joke where they were. So during the last midterm election, they were they claimed they were part of the Newsom campaign. That's the current governor, and then what is Germany like right now? Yeah, she can answer that. But there was this guy was part of the Newsom campaign, or he claimed he was, and he also said he was part of the. Who else's campaign was it that he was part of? It was some Republican, Cox, the Republican that was running for governor, and he said that when he went to Cox's headquarters, the back door, there's like one couch right here and another couch right here, to where two people can sit on right here, and then one person sits on the side, and then when he left from the nomination party for when Cox it became evident that he would be the runner-up for governor. He went over to Newsom's campaign headquarters and went in the back room, and they had the same setup with the two seats right here and the one seat on the side. It was just funny because he was like, it was a nice social commentary on the fact that the two parties spend decades trying to convince you they're different, and then they're so alike that they have their rooms set up the exact same way. Like their little watch parties, they just the one couch right here and the one flipped on the side. I just thought that was funny. I giggled so heavily. Since Trump, I ignored the German news. I watched the whole time U.S. news. Yeah, I mean, since Trump, I have to pick out what news stories not to cover. Like I got like a little list. I got the impeachment thing crossed off. You don't hear about that at all. I have the immigration stuff crossed off. Man, it was all late of last year. All they want to do was talk about immigration just over and over again. A caravan is coming. A caravan is coming. A caravan is coming. Midterm passes. No more mentions by Trump about the caravan. We're going to have peace with North Korea. They have 3 summits. Nothing changes. Not 3, was it? No, it was 2. They had one last year and then one in February, and then that one didn't change anything. Let's see. Am I missing something? I hate when my hand goes up in front of the thing. It's like this. It's like this weird fourth wall breaking. It's always a great annoyance to have it just be stuck up there, and people are trying to figure out what's going on. What's he doing to his camera? Is he punishing it? That'd be funny if I was spanking my camera and then it turns on, and it's like it's capturing its abuse on my part. As like a little, gag of me actually being as torturous as I was saying it was. Do you think Trump will get impeached? I mean, it's all but certain that he will now, but again, difference between impeachment and being removed from office. He'll get impeached because the Democrats in the House will vote to get rid of him. But the Republican Senate will acquit him, so he'll be the third president impeached. And just like the other two, the third one to survive their impeachment and carry out the rest of their term. Somebody wrote something else. I would impeach Pelosi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did a whole stream about that topic, getting rid of her. That's why I said impeachment's a waste of time. But if people want to sit there and worry about it, they can have fun. It's just theater at this point, because, like I said, most of the Republicans, I don't even think a single one of them is actually going to flip sides or switch on them because they want his voters so badly. They're like, oh no, please vote for me. I supported Trump during his impeachment. It's like, yeah, you and all the other members of your caucus. Yeah. Pelosi's very sinister. She, I mean, like if you go and look at the mainstream coverage of her, they're talking about her like she's this great master legislator, as she described herself. When, again, nobody can tell you anything she ever passed other than Obamacare. All I see is a washed up old hag who should have been out of Congress after her first term after her first time as Speaker was over. Pelosi was initially against impeachment, even if it was just for self-gain. Yeah, and that was one of the few times she actually stood against, like if she resisted impeachment as much as she resists single payer and the Green New Deal, we wouldn't have it. So I said, I don't see a difference between her and McConnell. It's the same thing over and over. I just want to know where her broomstick is. Oh, where's her broomstick? Well, we'll find out eventually. It'll be discovered in some closet. How was mainstream media covering Pelosi when she was against impeachment? I didn't really see a difference. It was kind of like an objective thing where they didn't try to make her seem like she was some bad person. Because again, she still resists all of the actual popular proposals that are pushed forward by the left-wing members of her party. Look at every single war that we've been in under both Trump and Obama. She supported all of them. Hell, even when Trump was trying to have peace with North Korea, you are meeting with the dictator. So what? That's supposed to be what world leaders do. They get together with people that they claim to not agree with. Oh, damn mastermind. The only reason she's Speaker is because she raises the most money out of any of the House Democrats, and then she pays them to give her that leadership position. I show power. Or what? No, you'll get creamed. You're not. You have to give them millions of dollars for them to even remotely take you seriously. I mean, she's really easy to get headline coverage off of. You're a sitting member of the House, just say Pelosi's an old hag, and then you'll have like 50 stories written about you by tomorrow. That's what I would do. Literally, my first speech would be the hag that is the Speaker of the House, something like that. Like whatever interview. I'm pretty sure Pelosi will step down soon with how old she is. Well, she said she's only going to have 4 years as Speaker, so one more term, and then that's it. But the problem is the Democrats might not have the House for that long. with this little circus they're having here. Yeah, I, Pelosi and Schumer, the top Democrats in the House and Senate, are only there because they give the most money to their colleagues. They have no skill other than bootlicking the donors. So that's why she's able to stay there. So much for blue wave and the blue drip. They got the House back and they lost the Senate by a couple of seats. Yeah, it's a disgrace. There's actually a clip of Jimmy, and you remember from earlier, Ruben, when I was trying to make the documentary on Jimmy. There's a clip of him from January of last year. He's like, the Democrats, they should wipe. You know what? I might be able to actually play it right now. But he was talking about how they should wipe the Republicans out, but they're not going to because of how dumb their strategies are or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was just so accurate to what happened, and it's like that's over 10 months before any of the voting, and he got it that correct. Like it's just crazy that so far in advance he knew that it was going to turn out the way it did. Let's see here.
They shut down the government on a lark a couple of years ago over nothing. You remember that?
I remember
They shut down the
Ted
government on a fucking lark. Here's something that's actually real, DACA, and they wouldn't stand up for it. They wouldn't do that for them. Can you believe that? And then this is the best of the Democrats. Keith Ellison. This is the most lefty progressive. It just really leaves me wanting, right? And I know this is just a 2-minute and 30-second clip or whatever, 250. It's not the longest clip, so there's a 40-minute interview, and Jimmy, I think you're cherry picking and blah blah. I'm just telling you, this is the clip they tweeted out. I don't know what the point was there, except that hey, Keith Ellison is mealy mouthed too, and doesn't really speak to the issues people want to have spoken to. You tell me, am I being too hard on you?
I was in the right one. Damn. Let me see if I can. It's somewhere in here. I had it pulled out, and then let's see. All right, I don't think I can find it right now. Okay, Ruben said something. The current Democrat strategy is chanting Orange Man bad. Time for either Green Party to step up or for Whigs to get brought back. Always says, oh, he's laughing at Ruben, and then Cenk is going to be on the Door Show tomorrow, which is great. He can finally have a fair interview. I still watch that CNN one with Kumo and I face palm so hard. And remember the thing they always say is you should go on these networks because you're gonna get more coverage. Like, but we already know who Cenk is, and they'll even have you enough on those networks for people to even know who you are. Period. So that's why I said television just is such a waste of time. If I was trying to get my name out there, I would just bang on doors. Yeah, Frito. It's like the N-word for us. I think she means tomorrow. She can answer if whether it's true or not. So now we can all get excited and jump around and act hysterical and celebrate and whatnot. It'll be perfect. Oh, I just realized that there's something else stupid that's gonna happen. I can't remember what it was though. But someone was pissed off and they wrote to me that that this was Cenk getting his comeuppance because he's part of cancel culture or some kind of crap. So basically, two wrongs make a right. I didn't even know what they were talking about either. I was so confused because, like, who did he cancel? See, we have zero. Oh, it's 3 a.m. You should be getting some sleep. That's actually around the time that I did the stream earlier today, the voice actor one. Just because I was up trying to like do the editing, and then I saw that they had made it to where I couldn't friend request. I was like, "Are you serious? Really, 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 really? Oh wow!" Told you, man. All this online stuff is just people. That's why I don't care about making friends. People just stab me in the back over and over, and they'll take you by complete surprise too, because you genuinely don't know what you did to this person. They just found a reason to, sever all ties, and unfortunately, you have to bear the burden for their comeuppance or their new pattern of behavior. God, people are so aggravating. They just do things I don't get one bit. And I had another voice actor. I was like, "Hey, can you record this stuff?" Last week they forgot. This week they're sick. The week before that they just didn't feel like it. They're saying that Cenk and people around helped him enable and spread the SJW outrage culture in the first place that is now being used against him. But how? Who did he get rid of? And I can remember multiple segments of TYT where they defended people, and at least in his particular case, against the cancel stuff, the cancel culture. Like I remember they caught PewDiePie, if you remember this, doing a stream where he said the N-word, and then Cenk said, kind of like not wanting to, because there was some sponsor that wanted to demonetize him or take him off their platform or something. He was against that. And then you had and this is a clip that went all over the place. The one where the college dudes had a Google Doc rating the chicks, and there was a private doc that was found out. And Cenk said they shouldn't get in trouble over it because it's a couple of dudes or a group of dudes sharing it among themselves in a private capacity. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ruben. Like, same thing with her, with Kelly. They like multiple instances as a viewer of the stuff. You can find out. Seventh Day, I'd have to go look for the segment, but I know that it was him and Anna talking about it, and he defended PewDiePie against getting yanked off of some streaming service that was upset with him for some joke he made or comment. So they can can it with that cancel. Like I said, they pick a couple of moments. Everything else you do gets completely wiped away. My favorite clip is still from the 2016 Republican National Convention. Remember where Roger Stone and Alex Jones went up? He's like, "You're the world's biggest liar." I just think it's amusing considering that Jones no longer can post on any of these websites anymore, which I've protested, and that Stone is like now going to jail for 20 years or some continuous period. Like in the 3 years since that happened, Cenk lost his position with a group of idiots that don't even realize that he's the only reason they even have a group, and then Jones is like now no longer on any of these social media websites, and Stone is sitting in prison or about to be in prison. Wall Street Journal started the accusation about PewDiePie. Wall Street Journal is a news corp which is owned by right-wing pro-Trump Murdoch. Oh God, I'm so sick of him. Yeah, Murdoch and Ale should have they should have like 30 documentaries about them. Ailes did so much. Like there are so many people who like outside of the presidents that did stuff for the right-wing movement just in the last maybe 20, 30 years that you'll never see get brought up because they weren't presidents. Like the founders of Fox should be talked about more because that network is literally Republican headquarters. I'm really amazed at the like the lack of attention to a lot of the people who are responsible for this stuff. it feels like watching. Uh, I don't watch his stuff anyway, but you know, now to do most of his subs. That's why he has 90. Is it like 90 million subs and only about maybe 8 or 9 million views a video? That's just that like this problem of like most subs not watching your stuff starts all the way from the top down. It's like, damn, that's crazy. How do all these people press the red button and none of them show up, or only a tenth or an eighth? Not an eighth. 8% of them show up. Like, what the hell is that? Let's see, when it comes to material. I say about everybody, you speak disparagingly of all the different characters on YouTube. I even saw that one video where you spoke disparagingly about me and I was so hurt. You said I only wear glasses to look smart, but it doesn't work because people can see through the glasses. And then when you came in one of my videos, you saw me, you said take those off, and I took them off, and you quickly realized how ignorant I was. And I was so devastated. Didn't feel like uploading for a week or a month or something. But yeah, you speak disparagingly about everybody. All the different characters this site has to offer. That's why we don't even try to appeal to you anymore. We just pretend you don't exist. I said earlier that Bernie got no pushback from mainstream media when he went to hanging out with Cardi B. Yeah. Former prostitute, no one has a problem with. Oh my God, they don't like they select about who they want to go after. Way worse things than the Orph guy has done. All the Orph guy did was make a video, and they like that's comparable to what she's done apparently, or worse. But I told you they don't care as long as they can have their cake and eat it too. They can get upset with you for hanging out with people who make things versus someone who's actually just like I said before and I know you don't care that much about the pregnant broad and all that, but the point is I've seen more pushback for me talking about how stupid that person was for having a kid they can't afford than the person who had a kid that they can't afford that they're destroying the life of by reproducing when they shouldn't. It's the same thing where rhetoric matters more than actions. Like I'm worse than the person who purposefully brought a life into the world they couldn't take care of. That makes sense. I like how Ruben and Humphrey aren't even responding to what I'm saying. I'm just talking to myself. Oh damn. At least people remember to click the like button today. I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you. He doesn't know, leave him alone. He can't remember. So this is really above average. I've never seen that many likes before. That's shocking. I'm not even saying it to be funny. That genuinely surprised me. Oh, I thought you went to bed. Like, what are you gonna have for dinner tonight? Perhaps some crab legs. No, I have a burger that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use. We'll put it on Craigslist, see if I can sell it for a better meal. Man, I want to do another upload about there's something else that happened with Cenk that was stupid, that pissed me off because it shows how, I don't know, I haven't, maybe I'll do one tomorrow or this week or something, I don't know. But I was hoping I could put it in my editor because I wanted to show some clips during it. There's just this like weird thing where they go after left-wing people like crazy. I got some sausage I'm gonna make and then go from there. Oh, I'm so excited to hear about this sausage. Can't wait. Make a new one. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the angle of it is because usually I, you know, try to think of what I say before I actually say it. It was gonna be called the Jank Coup or something. I don't eat meat since 2002. Damn. I get told crap like that regularly too. Oh, they said that she is a woman and you have no right to speak about what she does with her life because something related to patriarchy, didn't they? No, they didn't. They didn't mention gender. They were saying that it was mean for me to speak in this way. Um, and again, it's mean for me to speak that way about a person who spoke negatively about me prior to any of this. But it's not mean to purposefully, you get my point. Keep the what I've said before. That's why I said I live in the Twilight Zone. This stuff only makes sense to those people because it makes no sense to regular people. They can keep playing their little game. I just, like I said, I'm tired of a lot of these individuals because of how ridiculous they are. And, they'll get more upset at me for saying something than people for doing things. Again, because they make no sense. But yeah, Ruben, if I get more stable footing next week, because that place they're still not done with their little remodeling thing, I should be able to at least do the Corbin one. I know it feels like the boy who cried wolf, but I had no idea they were gonna basically do all of this over the span of this week. It was crazy. People are so aggravating. They waste money on all kinds of stupid stuff, and that's why I was able to come over here as quickly as I did. I don't go around repeating the same patterns that they do. I only wish these places were actually serious about employing people, but we know that that's a joke. So are there any further comments, questions, theories, thoughts, concerns, positions, views, perspectives, speculations, considerations for there to be levied here, or what? Is that the end, the climax, the conclusion? Nothing left to say. Play a little baseball game. I just have a bat right here, just swinging it around. Somebody swing. Have like a little knockout round where people write stuff really quick and I try to respond to it in like under 10 seconds. 21. That's the like third most asked question other than height and I don't know, width or something. But yeah, I'll try to put up record some more stuff for this week, and then depending on if this place is finished remodeling, we'll see what happens. But just a little bit of financial advice: don't spend, I believe, 33. What? No, I'm not. But yeah, just a little bit of advice: don't spend. What was it? 200 to clean the carpet just to rip it up 3 weeks later. Oh, that's so dumb. Whatever. So we'll have another live show this next Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then I'll stream tomorrow, theoretically, or hopefully, and then Monday as well. So see you later.